Hello everyone from sunny Glasgow. Welcome wherever you are in the world to the latest in the series of National Library of Scotland Curators Talks. I'm Liam Patterson and I'm a curator at Scotland's Moving Image Archive in Glasgow. So the title of today's talk is Edinburgh Festivals Past, 1954 to 1969. Now, the 2020 Edinburgh International Festival would have been underway by now, but unfortunately it was cancelled due to COVID-19 back in April. So to mark the occasion, I've had a look through our collections and I've chosen some films about the festival, just to provide a flavour of what it looked like in years gone by. I've got some theatre, some opera and some film. There's some art, ballet and classical music, and a few familiar faces who visited the festival over the years as well. The Edinburgh Festival started in 1947, and its aim, according to the Lord Provost of Edinburgh at the time, Sir John Sinclair, was to provide a platform for the flowering of the human spirit. Its outlook was international, and this was particularly important in these years of recovery after the Second World War. Now, we don't hold much footage of the earliest years of the festival in the archive, so the first clip I'm going to show tonight is from a film of the 8th festival in 1954. This was made by Pathy for the Films of Scotland Committee, and it was produced more or less to reinforce the status of Edinburgh as a major international cultural capital. In this first clip, there's footage of a very young Richard Burton and Claire Bloom in the top left there, signing autographs for fans. And there's a lovely sequence of Margot Fonteyn in the ballet The Firebird towards the end. Watch out also for a brief appearance by Matilda Dobbs. She was one of the first black opera singers to enjoy a major international career, and she paved the way for both Jessie Norman and Leontine Price after her. The clip starts in the slightly militaristic looking festival club in the assembly rooms, and you might recognise the distinctive voice of Alistair Sim as the film's narrator.
This is the festival club where the guests meet their hosts. I think I can guess what he's telling them, that here Sir Walter Scott publicly acknowledged that he was the author of the Waverley novels. In the opinion of some, a courageous admission. Here's one of your film favourites, Joan Bennett, with her producer husband, Walter Wanger. Sir Alexander King welcomes them to the film festival. This is the hour when the autograph hunters strike. But in Edinburgh, at least, this youthful affliction is of a benign variety, and I'm told that there have been very few serious casualties. One assailant has captured Matilda Dobbs on her way to sing in the opera. And I don't think Richard Burton and Claire Bloom will escape. Not the first time it's happened to them, evidently. They're on their way to play in Hamlet at the Assembly Hall on the Apron stage. The only thing to remember about this is that playing the horn isn't as easy as Dennis Brain makes it look when he's rehearsing for his concert with a German orchestra. Edinburgh has celebrated the French painter Cézanne. That's the one that grandfather couldn't stand at any price. And Diaghilev, who brought the Russian ballet to Western Europe. The golden cockerel, roosting all over the city, crows us to the now historic Diaghilev exhibition at the School of Art. Someone once said that opera was music that appealed to the eye. Well, I feel that that certainly applies to Sari Barabash, waiting to go on in one of the memorable performances of opera at the King's Theatre.
it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall I speak, for now I'm bent to know by the worst means the worst. For mine own good all causes shall give way. I'm in blood stepped in so far, that should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as gore. Strange things have I in head, that will to hand, that must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
Diaghilev again. Margot Fonteyn is the firebird, fluttering and caught in the arms of her partner, Michael Soames.
Okay, the next clip is from a film called Simply Edinburgh, which was an educational Films of Scotland production in a series called Cities of Scotland. And it includes a brief sequence from the 1961 festival. There aren't any famous faces in this one, and unfortunately no performance filming. But keep an eye out for the red souvenir programme at the start, which features the distinctive artwork of Jean Cocteau, which was used in festival publicity in the early 1960s. There's a poster for a play called The Dice by the wonderfully named Forbes Bramble, and even an advertisement for a lantern slide talk on the history of the Royal Mile. At the end of the clip, there's a brief sequence from the military tattoo, though I won't talk about that in this presentation because we probably have enough tattoo footage for an entirely separate presentation at some other time.
Since 1947, the leading event in the Edinburgh calendar has been the International Festival of Music, Drama and the Arts. Established as an act of faith when the nation was slowly recovering from the strain of weary years of war, the festival draws to the city from every corner of the world lovers of the best in opera and music. Scots themselves have an opportunity to share in experiences they could never otherwise have had. For 3 weeks each year, Edinburgh becomes the world's centre of the arts. If the emphasis is on culture at the festival proper, it is the military tattoo, with its unique setting on the castle esplanade, its pomp and pageantry, its marching bands, and the arresting precision of the troops, that fires the imagination.
So that was a fairly short clip, but we're moving on a few more years now to an award-winning film of the 1964 festival. This one is a promotional production for the Edinburgh Festival Society, and it includes an interesting combination of both live performance and behind-the-scenes filming of rehearsals. Jean Cocteau features again here, not only with his artwork in the very blue title frame in the top right of the screen there, but there's also a portrait of him by Modigliani in an exhibition at the Royal Scottish Academy. In the same sequence, we also see Anne Redpath and Sir William MacTaggart, who were both painters of the Edinburgh School, and they were both academicians at this time as well. The clip starts with a rousing version of the Festive Overture by Shostakovich at the Usher Hall, played by the Scottish National Orchestra and conducted by quite a young Alexander Gibson. There's also an appearance near the end by the legendary Marlene Dietrich, and she's accompanied by the equally legendary Burt Bacharach, who happened to be her musical director at the time, as they arrive at Turnhouse Airport and they're greeted to Edinburgh by the festival director, the Earl of Harwood.
The city is Edinburgh, and Dmitri Shostakovich wrote this festival overture, played in the Usher Hall by the Scottish National Orchestra under Alexander Gibson. The Royal Scottish Academy and the National Gallery at festival time house international exhibitions. President of the Academy, Sir William MacTaggart, with the late Anne Redpath, and William Kinnenmonth, architect of Edinburgh's new theatre, look at a Modigliani portrait of Jean Cocteau, who had a long association with the festival. Emilio Coya, the cartoonist, makes his comment. The work of Fonteyn included figure studies, like the Page Boy, and landscapes. The exquisite Royal Botanic Gardens, where the National Gallery of Modern Art houses a memorial exhibition of the painting of John Maxwell. Maxwell was a Scottish artist with a vivid and intensely personal vision of the world around him. Yehudi Menuhin, an honoured citizen of Edinburgh, and his sister Hepzibah prepare for a performance of the violin sonata in G major by Beethoven. Other world-famous artists have still to arrive. A crowd waits at Turnhouse Airport to welcome Marlene Dietrich. As she steps from the aircraft, she's greeted by the Earl of Harwood. It was her first visit to Edinburgh, and these hectic arrival scenes were only the beginning of a great personal triumph. Edinburgh loved Miss Dietrich.
And I loved Edinburgh, too. I want to say this again and again and again. I loved Edinburgh. The little bunch of white heather that I received in Edinburgh, that the people of Scotland brought me, and I take it with me wherever I go.
And her first journey is into the heart of the festival city. There, the tempo is quick. At noon, the pipers march along Princes Street. Festive banners recall the names of composers whose music has been especially honored at Edinburgh. Schoenberg, Shostakovich, Berlioz, Janacek. And with a score of art exhibitions, artists still clamor for space to hang their paintings at festival time. In playhouse, theatre, drama and opera await the moment of curtain up. There are Scottish, Irish, European and American plays. And the greatest dramatist of them all is specially honored.
So that's us on to the final clip already, and it's from a film called Edinburgh on Parade. This was made for Edinburgh Corporation about the 1969 festival. There's no commentary in this one, it's just a musical soundtrack. It's a more thoughtful, impressionistic view of the festival. It changes mood all the time, from the rhythms of military parades to the quiet moments in Edinburgh's parks and gardens, and then back again to the bustle of Princes Street. The group of dancing hippies in the top left, who are probably advertising their own show, are the most likely representation so far of the festival fringe in any of the films that we've seen. Keep an eye out also for a brief appearance by folk singer Jimmy McGregor in the bottom right of the screen there, as he walks past the camera on Princes Street. So that was the last clip. I hope you've enjoyed watching this selection of Edinburgh Festivals of the past. All of the films I've shown today are available to view in full on the Movie Image Archive website, and there's the address at the top of the screen, movieimage.nls.uk. So please have a look there. You'll find over 2,500 films and film clips that you can watch online. So thanks very much for watching.